Hello and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And thanks for joining us. Now, for those of you who were with us yesterday, you'll know that our A Slice of Life article for this month is all about the differences between our online lives and the lives that we lead offline. In other words, how you are different in real life from the way you might express yourself on the internet.
Right. Are you pretty serious and quiet when you're with others, but you're kind of wild and crazy on the internet? Well, if you are a bit different online versus offline, you probably aren't alone.
No, I mean, that is one of the things that people like about going online. They can pick and choose from their personality and then show the online world a person who is a little different or very different from who they are in real life. But when people you know offline see you online, will they be surprised or even shocked by what they see? Possibly, and this is certainly the case of the person who wrote this month's article that we're reading.
The author, who is a boss in a company, was writing about how his secretary is really serious and never jokes around when she's at work.
But when the boss found her Facebook profile online, he was quite surprised. In fact, he thought he was looking at the profile of a completely different person who just happened to look like his secretary. But no, it was her. She was just a very different person on Facebook. It's a pretty interesting story and also an interesting idea. Yeah. So we'll keep reading all about it in today's article.
But first, let's take a look at all of today's new vocabulary. Let's do that right now, and then we'll come right back to the reading. 第二天的文章，我们来看秘书私生活和网络生活有什么不一样呢？看来它有许多秘密哦。我们先来看几个单字。第一个 secret 秘密的，在这边是个形容词 ，secret 也可以是秘密的名词。好，我们现在用形容词造句。There is a secret room in the basement. There is a secret room in the basement. 地下室有一个秘密房间，密室。不知道藏了什么秘密呢？第二个单字 foolish 愚蠢的，是个形容词。Sam was foolish to think that others didn't care about him. Sam was foolish to think that others didn't care about him. Sam 愚蠢的以为没有人在乎他，其实他有很多朋友。第三个单字 gesture 手势是个名词。Our gestures often mean more than words. Our gestures often mean more than words. 我们的手势常常比我们说的话还要重要。第四个单字 match 相配是个动词。I think heels would match this dress. I think heels would match this dress. 我想高跟鞋会和这件裙子非常搭配。好，我们现在来看完今天的单字例句，一起回到课文中。
My secretary is very different online. She posts many things about herself and doesn't keep her life secret. She shares her thoughts and feelings, and she often speaks her mind.
Explanation 1.
Okay, so part 2 of our article, Are You the Same Person Online as You Are Offline, begins by continuing to tell us about this writer's secretary and her very exciting online life. It begins, My secretary is very different online. Right, that's why he wrote yesterday that when he saw her Facebook profile, he thought it was a totally different person who just looked like his secretary. Oh, and had the same name too, I guess.
Twins.
Anyway, yeah, maybe twins with the same name. Anyway, the profile and what was on it just didn't seem to match with the person that he knew from the office.
So now I'm wondering, what does the secretary post online that's so different from her life at work? 在这边加一个补充单词 post 贴文，在这里是个动词，它也可以是名词邮件的意思。We continue reading and it tells us she posts many things about herself and doesn't keep her life secret. Oh, so that's already very different since she's very private and serious and doesn't really comment on anything in the office. She keeps her thoughts and feelings to herself, but online it was different.
And he gives us a few examples of that. We read, she shares her thoughts and feelings, and she often speaks her mind.
Wow.
Well, she gives her opinions, and that is quite different from the very quiet and reserved and private person that he knows from work. Very interesting. And we'll learn more after our break. But before we go to that break, we need to spend some more time with Daphne because she's here to tell us about the first grammar point of the day.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 Somebody speaks one's mind， 意思是某人如实表达某人的想法。Speak 在这里是及物动词，意思是陈述、表达。三态是 speak、spoke、spoken。Mind 在这里是名词，意思是意见、想法。例如 The honest man always speaks his mind。这个老实人总是有话直说。
秘书在网络世界简直判若两人，他在现实生活中非常严肃，而且安静跟内向，但是在网络上则是勇敢地表达自己的意见，真是令人意外。Reserved 这边是内向的意思。Okay, so it's break time now. We'll be back just in a little bit.
She's also not afraid to look foolish in her photos. Sometimes she even makes rude gestures in them. This image doesn't match my idea of her. This just shows some people behave differently. Whether it's with different groups or online and offline, it's not a bad thing. It just means we don't know everything about the people around us.
Explanation 2.
And we're back. So, the man writing the article was just telling us about how different his secretary seems to be when you look at her Facebook profile. At the office, where he works with her every day, she is a serious person who doesn't talk too much about herself. But online, she's very happy to share her feelings about lots of things, and very happy also to speak her mind, to give her opinions. Yeah, that does seem to be quite a different person, except of course it isn't a different person. It's the same person.
Right, so we need to read on to learn some more things about this secretary, which would also surprise her boss and her other co-workers. The next sentence says, she's not afraid to look foolish in her photos. Oh, okay. Well, good for her. I guess she posts photos of herself where she's just doing something fun, something silly, and not worrying about it. At work, remember, she's very serious, not silly. And, you know, someone else who is very serious, who's that? Daphne, that's right. So she's here to tell us about the second grammar point for today.
第二则文法是 Somebody is not afraid to 加原形动词，意思是某人不害怕做某事。Afraid 是形容词，害怕的意思。前方用否定副词 not 不修饰，后方用不定词 to be 引出主词不害怕的事情。例如 Kyle is not afraid to be alone. 凯尔不害怕独自一人。
Okay, so the serious secretary at work is the silly person who posts funny pictures on the internet. It's the same person, but it's almost like she has two personalities. So not only does she post pictures of herself looking foolish, she also posts other kinds of pictures too. Next we read, sometimes she even makes rude gestures in them. Oh, dear, how shocking. Rude gestures. I guess she sticks her tongue out in some of them, or maybe even holds up that rude finger, not that one, the one on the other side, that we're usually told not to show to other people. These rude gestures could be just a bit shocking when you compare it to the serious person that this woman seems to be at work. It would definitely be quite a surprise for the people from her office.
Yeah, and this, of course, is not what her boss and coworkers would expect. And the article says, this image doesn't match my idea of her. 在这边加一个补充单字 image 形象，英文有一个词叫做 public image， 就是公众人物需要维持的公共形象. It's just too different for him to understand easily, right? But hey, I guess people are complicated, so that makes them interesting.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. People are complicated. That does make them interesting. So, with all of this in mind, we next read, that just shows some people behave differently.
Yeah.
Well, I'd actually say that we all behave differently some of the time, but some of us behave more differently than others.
Yeah, and we also read whether it's with different groups or online and offline. It's not a bad thing. No, I guess it's a normal thing, but it's also good to remember that we shouldn't assume things about people that we know because maybe we don't know them at all and it'll surprise you.
Yep, or as it says in our last sentence, it just means that we don't know everything about the people around us. True. And if we do think that, we're probably wrong. Okay, so that's the end of the article, but not the end of today's lesson. We have one more grammar point to check out, and then we'll be done, I promise.
第三则文法是 A doesn't know everything about B， 意思是 A 不完全了解 B， 是一句部分否定句。每当否定副词 not 不和代名词 everything 所有事情出现在同一个句子中，就会形成部分否定，意思是不完全。例如 We don't know everything about the earth。我们不完全了解地球。
Thanks for joining us, folks. Keep being whoever you are, wherever you are, and we look forward to you joining us next time. Until then, be well and bye-bye.
Are you the same person online as you are offline?
My secretary is very different online. She posts many things about herself and doesn't keep her life secret. She shares her thoughts and feelings, and she often speaks her mind. She's also not afraid to look foolish in her photos. Sometimes she even makes rude gestures in them. This image doesn't match my idea of her. This just shows some people behave differently. Whether it's with different groups or online and offline, it's not a bad thing. It just means we don't know everything about the people around us.
Is it time to start?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right?
Yeah, it's time to start. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, 欢迎来到英语小知道解析，我是Holly。
I'm Shane. Oh, I'm Shane, right?
Yeah,
Is that,
that's right. That's right.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
I am Shane,
that's
right?
correct.
Okay, got it.
OK， 所以今天呢，我们的主题是到底哪一个最正确，对不对
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Right.
Correct. 所以我们今天有哪几个字呢
All right. Today we have 4 words. Accurate,
？Accurate,
precise,
precise,
correct,
correct,
and right.
right. OK， 第一个字好多哦。第一个字 accurate。
Accurate is the most difficult one, I think, to
is it?
explain here.
OK， 所以先讲中文好了。它的意思就是非常的精确，就比如说讯息上啊、数据啊，或者是你在测量什么东西，非常的精确，就是非常的。
There's like no mistakes.
Yeah， 没有错误的。
Right. So, for example, you can say the data is accurate down to 0.01%.
OK， 所以这一份数据呢，它的精确度已经到小数点后面2位数。
Super accurate.
Super accurate.
Okay. The next one is precise.
OK， 所以这个意思跟 accurate 有点像，对不对
Yes.
只是说它的差别比较像是它在细节上的精确，对不对？资讯细节。
Right, right. So just like very precise, just very, very detailed. Very precise. So, for example, you can say, when you give her directions, you need to be precise or she might get lost.
OK， 所以你给他一些方向的指示的时候，你必须要非常的精确，否则他可能会迷失。
Okay. Now, correct. Pretty easy. Just correct.
Okay,
对的。
Correct 就是没有错误的，就是对的。OK， 所以你可以用在什么情况
Please write the correct answer in the space provided.
OK， 请把正确的答案写到空格中。OK，
That's correct.
Good
job.
All right.
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 So, right. 就是 right.
它就是对的，符合。那这个呢，可能跟其他的比较不一样的是，上面可能是会讲比较符合数据的正确性，对不对？那这个可能也可以用在道德上面。
Right.
对，符合道德。
You could say, what can you say?
That's not right.
That's not right. Don't hit me.
打人不对。
Right. Right?
Right.
Right.
It's not right to treat your wife like that.
You're not my wife, so I can treat you like that.
哎，这样对你的太太真的是不对，所以可见他回家也都这样对太太的，对不对？That's not right.
It's not right to treat your wife like that. I know, but you're not my wife.
Okay, but you know what's right though?
I know what's right.
What's right?
Live action?
Live action.
That's right.
That's right. All right, we're going to live action. I was told that I will start my performance at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's right. 3 o'clock. But to be precise, your part won't start until 3:05.
So I won't get onto the stage until 3:05.
That's correct. The host is scheduled from 3 to 3:05 first to say a few words and then introduce you.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty nervous.
You should be. You're really not very talented, and there are going to be thousands of people watching you. You know I'm just teasing you. You're going to be amazing.
It's not right to mess with me like that. I'm totally freaking out.
Don't be nervous. Seriously, you're going to be great. What song are you going to sing? Can I hear a bit of it?
Sure.
Perfect.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到我们1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天用1分钟的时间来复习4个单字，还会造4个例句。同学们，您都准备好没？好，1分钟计时开始。第一个单字呢，它可以当名词来表达秘密，也可以当形容词来形容秘密的。好，这字叫做 secret。Secret， 我们这边要用形容词来造句。There are several secret passages in the castle。城堡里面有好几条秘密通道。第二单字呢，它可以形容愚蠢的，蠢的它怎么说？你可能会想到 stupid 那个字。那这边我们来学 F 开头的，叫做 foolish。Fool 是傻子嘛，然后后面加 ish 就变成形容词了。OK，I'm sorry I made a foolish mistake。对不起，我犯了一个很愚蠢的错误，原谅我嘛。好，第三个单字呢是手势。有时候我们可能要叫服务生来，会比个手势啊，或者是你比个按赞的手势，这个字叫 gesture 手势。That gesture is considered rude in some parts of the world。在世界上某些地区，那个手势被认为是很无理的，像在某些地方按赞这个赞呢，好像是很没有礼貌、很粗俗的。第四个单字呢，它可以表达相配、很搭配，这字叫做 match。Match. Lila bought a new pair of boots to match her jeans. Lila 啊，不是 Lila 啊 ，Lila 买了一双新的靴子来搭配她的牛仔裤。可恶，就差一点点就成功哎！好，不管怎么样，我们下次继续努力哦。我们下次见，拜拜。